Hey everyone. Well, the liberals and the media are in quite a frenzy after the Singapore summit with Trump and Kim Jong-un. So I want to make some comments about that and about the hypocrisy that I am seeing. First off, Minority Leader for the Democrats in the U.S. Senate, Chuck Schumer, has said that Donald Trump made too many concessions and that we didn't get anything out of what they signed. Well, what Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un signed was just a statement. It wasn't any sort of concrete agreement. I don't think that's of much consequence. Donald Trump did say that he would stop the military exercises with South Korea. I think that's reasonable because now that we're in negotiation, now that Kim is at the table, it would be better for us to go ahead and stop and not make threatening postures toward him while we're trying to negotiate with him. Obviously, we could always start that back up again if they start misbehaving. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But it's really funny that Chuck has a problem with this because in the Iranian deal with Obama, we gave Iran $1.8 billion before they had to do anything at all. I mean, at all. Like at the very beginning, bam, just like that, we give them $1.8 billion. They could have taken it and run. It's just ridiculous that one of the guys who supported that deal is making this complaint. I just find it to be hilarious, and it just highlights why you can't really trust politicians. I think that the summit was a good thing. I think that it sounds like Trump and Kim Jong-un had some good conversations. I do think any deal that Donald Trump would make with Kim Jong-un is going to be more robust than the Iranian deal. With the Iranian deal, Iran still had a path to nuclear weapons, which is, of course, what we've been trying to avoid for years, especially with Israel. Israel is a nation that's chosen by God, and it's a people that's been chosen by God, and it has been both in the Old Testament, in the present, and in the future. Israel's going to be a big part of how the earthly realm plays out up until the coming of the eschaton, where all pain and suffering end. So it's pretty. Israel's best interest is pretty consequential. But that aside, anything that we do with North Korea, from the way things look, Donald Trump's going to drive a much harder bargain than Obama did with Iran. We're going to want verifiable denuclearization. The sanctions that we have on them now will not be lifted until they are no longer until all their nuclear warheads and weapons are not usable anymore. So that's kind of seems to be what direction they're heading. I think it's a good direction. Obviously, the liberal media was saying that we're going to have World War III and that we're going to get a nuclear war with North Korea and all this other stuff when Trump first took office. And now look where we are. We're talking to him. This has never happened with any other president. In fact, according to Dennis Rodman, who went and saw Kim Jong-un and a few years ago, I'm not even sure when it was, maybe 2011 or something like that. I can't remember. I could be wrong on that. Kim Jong-un had a message for Obama saying that Kim Jong-un saying he wanted to talk to Obama, and Obama wouldn't even take Dennis Rodman's call. Just a disgrace. I mean, and I think Dennis Rodman deserves some credit. He reached Kim Jong-un in a way that I think other Americans haven't been able to. And I'm glad that Donald Trump has publicly acknowledged Dennis Rodman and his efforts to try and ease tensions between the United States and North Korea. That's obviously a valiant thing to do. Any time that we can have peace is better than having war. So obviously peace is the ideal solution. Now, should I run for president one day? I'm going to be honest here, and and if I ever do actually run for president, this is going to come back to bite me. But I'm just going to say it anyway because it's just where I honestly am. If I were president of the United States whenever North Korea threatened Guam, I would have turned Pyongyang into a crater. I would not have even hesitated. I just would have squashed that gnat right there. And then no more Pyongyang, no more tyrannical regime in North Korea. Now that's one way to solve it. But it's a good thing that Donald Trump showed restraint, because if we can actually pull this off and make peace with North Korea, then his decision to not go after them whenever he had that opportunity and that justification will have paid off. So hopefully we can see a peaceful solution to this issue, I think that no matter what Donald Trump does, I think the liberals are always going. The radical left that hates Donald Trump is always going to be crying about something. He could cure cancer, and they would probably find something to complain about. There's a meme of that going around Facebook, by the way. So I think this is a good thing. I'm very excited to see where this goes. This is something that multiple presidents have failed to deal with. I hope Donald Trump is the one. And I didn't even want to vote for Donald Trump, but at the very end I decided to, because it was so close in Florida between he and Hillary, and I just didn't want Hillary in office. But so far, overall, I don't agree with everything Donald Trump has done. There's some things about him that I have a real problem with, but overall, he's doing the job. I could overall say that I approve of his job as president, and I would, and surprisingly, I think foreign policy has been one of his strongest suits, and that was something I just totally didn't expect. So that's all for this video. So if you like the video, subscribe. Also, if you have something you want to say, just comment below. Just don't be a jerk, or else I will slap you with the band hammer. I have no tolerance for that. So until then, I'll see you guys next time.